Hi everyone, it's FC.Liverpool. It's all about Liverpool. It's anything that you want to comment on, brilliant. I've got my guests all ready to come on, well, one of them anyway. My daughter Francine couldn't make it because she had to pick my little granddaughter up at 7:30, and she said I won't be able to make it. But I have got Ian Golder coming in around 9 o'clock when he finishes work. Everyone seems to be working. Anyway, I just don't know what's happening with this thing. Honestly, I really don't. I just don't know what's happening. Caicedo, this is the headline here. Caicedo, this another Bellingham joy. It's as simple as that. We're on a roster, and people don't understand. They really can't get a grip. And they're all going, yeah, we want Caicedo. I'd love Caicedo. I wanted him last season. I wanted, believe it or not. So go after him in the winter when the transfer window opens in the winter in January. I said, go after him. No, nothing. So I just want to, before I bring Daz in, I'm just going to show here. And it's a 37-year-old. It's my birthday, Frankie, today. I'm 37, says Darryl Merry. Have a good day, Darryl. Have a good day, mate. Let's hope it's a very good one for your birthday, put it that way. Anfield Raw. Evening, Frank. This is good, this. Hiya, Frank. You never walk alone. Oh, look at this. Mamma mia. Cara mia Valley. Wow. Smashing. Valley, yes. Hello from Ohio, USA. Frank, love your show. Valley, I'll say it on here. I love you too. Never mind. Oh, I love your show. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can't get over that. I can't get over it. It shocked me. Oh, thank you, Valley. Thank you so much. I could have put somewhere, could have got someone to put some makeup on me, make me mad head out. Fantastic. Oh, that is, that's lovely. I can't get over it. I really can't get over it. Thank you so much. I have to go on. Paul Beck, still embarrassed? Yes, of course we're embarrassed. Of course we are. It's absolutely ridiculous the way it's gone. As I said, my title, Caicedo, is this another Bellingham joyride? I think it's distracting from the owners to get away from the pressure that they're under by the fans. That's what I'm saying. That's my opinion. Feeling says we get Caicedo, Frankie. Oh, well, all the best, because I wanted him, as I said, in the January window, and no one mentioned him. No one. I think I was the only one who said, why don't we go for him? I think I'm the only one who said it. But, as I say, you've got... I'm not having a go at other pods. I'm really not. I'm really not having a go at them, but I think I was the first to say it. I really was. I think I was anyway. But I did say it anyway. Whether I was the first is another thing. Evening, Frank, says Charlie Woods. Hello, Charlie. The Anfield Roar says, happy birthday, Darryl, lad. 2 pints, 3 thumbs up. And as Steve Evans says, evening all, by the way. No, that's very posh coming from Steve, because I was talking to him today. Oh, shit. Oh, bloody love you, Frankie. True Scouser, love you, says Daryl Merry. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. I'll have to bring in. I'll have to bring in me lovely guest. You know, it's a pity my daughter Francine wasn't here because she would have held up the show. Can I just say hello to this fellow? I won't be a minute. And it's Ravi Bikari. BMYO. Abbreviations, and I haven't a clue what it means. Just don't know. I don't know. Do you know what? I'm hopeless with high tech. That's you know, I'm a technophobe, put it that way. But I'm also hopeless at abbreviations. I really am. You know, like IMO and all this thing. You know, I can't grasp it. I really can't. But anyway, let me know what it means. I'm going to bring my guest in. And there he is. I think he is, anyway. No, he's not coming on yet. No, he's not. I thought he was there, unfortunately. But he's not. Anyway. Steve Evans, smokescreen. Yes, I think it's a smokescreen too. Does anybody else think that this Caicedo thing is all a smokescreen? Somebody get Frankie some tissues. Frank, it's all deserved. Your show is my favourite. The rest of them are crackers. But at least we have a go, don't we, lads? We all have a go. We all have a go. Stephen Snape says, evening Squires. Ravi Bikari, yo. Thanks, the Anfield Raw. Let's see now. Question, how do we fit Harvey Elliott in the team? Can I say something there, Ravi? Please don't take this wrong, but I don't think he's good enough, you know. I don't think he's good enough. And as Stephen Snape says, Caicedo is a smokescreen. And Anfield Raw, welcome, Daryl. Isn't that lovely? You never walk alone. You never walk alone, everybody. Hope you're all well. Says Keegan Murphy. What a name that is. Keegan Murphy. Would that be an Irish name I'm talking to there? Will it be Irish by any chance? Lovely. Lovely, really. Thank you. Steve Evans, how much longer are people going to defend FSG? They just want to sell me. Them yachts and ice hockey teams don't come cheap. Absolute frauds. Discuss. Okay. Let's go through these, Steve Evans, and we'll discuss that. Just let me go through these, please. And I think that's I really think that's a very good comment. Caicedo is a top player full of energy. Yes, we need him, but we all have big doubts here with FSG, Gareth Williams. I think these are good, these are good. Lads and dad detectorists. I've never heard of these. Welcome, lads and dad detectorists. Hello, Frank. It's Lee Brazy. Oh, Lee Brazy using my YouTube channel tonight. Hope you're well. Thank you, Lee Brazy. Thank you so much. The last day of the transfer window last summer, Caicedo wanted to come to Liverpool. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Charlie. Just I want to get back to that. Sorry, good evening, Frank, says Paul Beck. Is that Evertonian boss of yours? Is he sneaking, he's sneaking away from him? Because Paul, you know, he works, he's got an Evertonian boss. He sneaks away from him to come on here. Brilliant. Say hello to me, Frankie, says Tony. Hello, Tony. 2 pints and a laughing gif of Frank. Right, I'm going to just let me go through these, please. FSG, if you don't think Lavia is worth 50 million, walk away. I can honestly see mass demonstration at Anfield this season if we have a bad start. This is a very strange period for away. Channing would struggle with text speech, Frank, says Charlie Wood. I know. Most probably a smokescreen, but can we get excited? Yes, we can get excited because that's what they want you to do. Because they throw up. I said, honestly, I said when we were with Bellingham, I said, we're not going to get him. Shumani, I thought, yeah, he could come here. And then as it started to drag along, and I found out that there was no money to buy him, that's when I said, there's no money to buy him, so he won't be coming. And that's what I said, please. Believe that. Believe it. How many berries you had? I don't drink. I should say Darryl. Love you, Darryl. What a name. Darryl Merry. That's a beautiful name. I'm just going to go to these and I'm going to bring in. It would named after Kevin Keegan. Grandad was born in Liverpool and I'm an Aussie. Says Keegan Murphy. Well, you know, we guessed like about Kevin Keegan because I know a few people who are named after players. Like Ian Golder later on when he comes in, his dad named him after Ian St. John. So, and I do know a couple of Keegans, to be honest. And Stephen Snape, FSG are charlatans who are only interested in increasing their franchises. They are content with mediocrity and top four. Their frugality is throttling Klopp and our aspirations. And the last one, Liam Moore. Good fella, Liam. He's always in a choir. He's always in a choir on a Tuesday. He said, I can't make it on a Tuesday, Frank. So I said, okay. How about coming in on a Thursday? He said, oh, yes. So I'll be bringing him right after I show this. Oh, hang on. Let me show that. So what do you make of the news today, Frank? Is it just playing games to take Chelsea mind away from Lavia to give us more time to put another package deal together for him? I hope so. And Steve Evans here, Palace sniffing around Curtis Jones, Thiago, and probably go leaving us with the smallest amount of midfield options we could possibly operate on. That Billy Hogan chatting wambars today, blaming, yes, no Champions League. Whose fault is that, though? FSG, as he says. Okay, I'm bringing in my guests. I'm bringing in. There he is. Look at the man there. How are you? What's the matter with your hand?
That's the reason why I haven't been on. It's just I got a bite just before I went away, and I was seeing like I had a brace on and that, and then I found out that I've ripped my tendons as well. So I had a bite, it went into my blood, and then I found out that I'd done my tendons in as well, my wrist. Wow. So do you reckon it'll be about 3 months? So, wow. So wow. It's been being a bit one of them. But you know what's mad is that, like, you know, you go to the doctor, you can't see a doctor no more. It's like a young
No, I
kid.
know.
It's
Yeah.
a young kid, and what they do, they surmise what your diagnosis is.
I know. I know. It's strange because the last time I went to docs, I went actually to see the doctor. Do you know what he said to me? What's wrong with you? I said, I don't know. What you to tell me?
I'm married. Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
I know.
I'm bringing in my other guest there, people. And it's Keith Taylor. And there he is. Hello, Keith.
Evening, lads. You all right? You all right, Frank?
Yes, thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Liam. And that's Steve. That's Steve. Evening, Phil Collins.
Stevie boy.
Yeah, you know Stevie. Well done, yeah.
Good
Anyway,
brother,
J.K. Kismet, you never walk alone. Blessings. You never walk alone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, boys. I really appreciate this. And Ravi Bihari says, I just wanted to know about Ravielli because we will have to use him in the Europa and FA Cup and League. Yes. Yes. Oh, just right. Okay. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to this question, to this comment. And it's a cracker, and it's from Steve Evans. It's from Steve Evans. Just let me go back a little, please. I'm sorry about that. Just let me go back to it. I think it's a cracking comment. Yeah, there it is. Is it this one? Yeah, there it is. And I'm going to go to you first, Keith, about this. I don't know what happened to Daz. I've seen him there before. I don't know what happened to him.
I know he's got a podcast tonight, so that might be why, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's no problem, then. Anyway, Keith, the question or the comment, how much longer are people going to defend FSG? They just want to sell, mate. Them yachts and ice hockey teams don't come cheap. Absolute frauds. Discuss. And I'll bring it here as Taz now. So read that question, read that comment, Taz, please, because I've just asked Keith to discuss this. So what's your take on Steve Evans' comment?
What, actually read the comment out?
Yeah, you can, you know, to the...
All right. How much longer are people going to defend FSG? They just want to sell, mate. Them yachts and ice hockey teams can't come cheap. Absolute frauds. Discuss. I don't know, if they get Caicedo over the line, I might go. You know, it depends. Are they frauds? I don't know if they're frauds. I think they're very good businessmen who spin a good yarn.
I call them the washing machine, by the way. As you know, I call them, they spin more than washing machines.
Yeah.
With a little spinning top. I'll go to you, Keith. I'll go to you. What's your take on them? Be honest, you know.
Up until before last summer, I defended them. But the time that they needed to spend was last summer. Because look at the season we had. Because they didn't go out and get the midfielder that we needed, because of the injury records of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Thiago and Caicedo, it was only lucky that we brought Caicedo in and he had a good periods of time. But my faith in them started dwindling last summer because they didn't invest in the team that needed investing, especially after coming so close to doing a quadruple. And they were knackered. As a bunch of players, they were mentally shattered. This summer, this next week or so, 2 weeks, is the most important 2 weeks in the absolute in the history of them being in charge of Liverpool. Because if they don't go out and get at least one top-class midfielder, then I can see there being protests. I think there'll be anarchy, with supporters. Because I am absolutely, honest to God, I'm not even excited for Sunday, Frank. I can't get myself excited. I'm fearing. I've got trepidation of what it's either we're going to go there and get a result, and Klopp pulls it out the bag, or we're going to go there and get hammered. Like we leaked so many goals last season. We've leaked lots of goals pre-season, and Chelsea's a difficult. They brought Pochettino in. They're on a high. They're spending money. They're bringing players in. But there's nothing to be excited about. There's a Liverpool supporter at the moment, and Jamie Carragher says it. As Liverpool supporters, we brought McAllister in and Szoboszlai. There's nothing to be excited about. There's more fear than excitement.
I think that's a very good reply to that, because people got excited when McAllister. Wow, we got him. Bang! We bought him. I think it was the day before the transfer window opened, and then all of a sudden we had Szoboszlai in, and then nothing. We were excited then. We were saying who's next, because we were expecting a rebuild. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And
all of a sudden, stop.
Yeah.
It stopped. Nothing. Absolute. Then all these rumours about. I hate rumours, by the way. Hate them, and I've said this loads. That I've said it. And it's just people. I could come out and the Mbappe thing. That was the most ridiculous, stupidest thing that people fell for. So who are these Liverpool supporters who believed in this?
Yes.
And I'm going back to the first time Mbappe was mentioned. It's so pathetic. Liam, over to you. What did you think of that comment?
Well, Steve knows, and Frank, I've never been in any way a supporter of FSG in any way, shape or form. You can talk about the infrastructure, you can talk about the business side of it and all that, but the business side of it was supposed to compensate for the stands, the Carlsberg stands, all the sponsors, the new kit deal and that. And they've always just got excuses, haven't they? They've just always got excuses to spin, as you said. Billy Hogan said today, we've got to cut our cloth accordingly because, Champions League revenue, is not there. Well, at the end of the day, for the amount of time that we've been in the Champions League, it doesn't make a dent in any way, shape or form. And then he talked about COVID, and it was like kind of, we were breaking all kinds of barriers and everything was happening and whatever, and then COVID happened. And that was the same over Sancho, wasn't it? Everyone thought that we were going to bid for Sancho. Everyone thought that that was the thing, and then next minute COVID put paid to that. And that was the excuse. Now the excuse is we're not in the Champions League, and we've got to cut our cloth accordingly because we're a sustainable club. So I don't know about Caicedo or whatever, and I don't know. Joyce has tweeted it, and Ornstein and whatever. So the major hitters and that, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get if it's like being a blag or whatever with Caicedo. But the thing is, though, is that it's all right bringing him in, but if you're looking now at the new system, and if you're looking at Robertson, he's looking suspect now in regards of that higher or the left centre back kind of role or whatever. He's getting ghosted and that so you've got holes all over the place, and so it's all right if you've got part of the Lamborghini, which you might have the midfield and our forward line. I said this the other week, didn't I? Our forward line is probably the best in the Premier League.
Yeah, everyone goes along with that, and everybody's saying that no matter what pods you're looking at, they're saying the same. They're saying, well, I've said, you said, Keith said, Jazz has said, everybody. has been saying that with no needs about our forward line.
Yeah.
You know, it's there, it's in place, and the best
But,
of the players.
but it's always catch up, isn't it? We're always playing catch up.
Time, and this is the
Frank,
thing.
Frank, can I, sorry to interject there. Just listening to that then is what Billy Hogan's come out and said.
Yeah.
If we were 20th on the Forbes list of richest clubs in the world, I could accept that.
Yeah.
But the amount of money that we've generated from sales and the fact that we're third on the Forbes list of richest clubs in the world, I think that is the biggest load of crap I've heard for a while, because telling you now, we are a rich club. Jamie Carragher came out and said this week or the last, during the week, Liverpool have got the money, they can afford it.
Mm.
It's rubbish. They're trying to blindside us. So when Steve was saying there, about as regards to FSG, I have lost all faith in them. And if it comes out in the next 2 weeks that we don't bring in the players that's necessary and to push us into the top four, because the way at the moment now, we're not going to get top four. If we don't get those players in, I'm done with FSG, and I'll be backing anyone who protest against them. I'll be there myself protesting.
Well, okay, Steve Evans sums up what you've been saying nicely, very nicely indeed. FSG running, spinning classes.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. As I said, can I just, I'm going to go over to Daz now before. Did you guys see the outrage of other fan bases when Caicedo news broke? Comedy Central. So I did see a few, but I did see some saying, we're going to get him. But as my title says, Caicedo joyride, it's pathetic. And, I think it's a distraction, in all honesty. So, Dan, what's your take?
Well, we seem to be the Comedy Central right now.
We are.
I just don't understand how you can this Lavia deal. If we want the lad, it should have been done. I mean, what's 4 million? I just have this sense that Chelsea and Liverpool are just playing each other.
Mm.
That we're playing, going, supposedly putting this bid in for Caicedo, just so that makes Southampton kind of go, should we go ahead and sell? And then Chelsea doing it to Brighton as well. I just can't. I mean, if we had 100 mil, why didn't we get Bellingham?
Yeah.
Great point.
This is what I don't understand. And then why wait till 3 days before we play? Like, why not go for him in January? Why not go for him at June 1st?
Guys, honestly, I said exactly what you just said there. Why didn't we get him? And I'm going back for when we were first interested in him. And he was about 18 then. I said, just buy him now. Where's the money? Yeah. There's no money. You've only got to look at what everyone's saying. Oh, look, because Champions League, we can't afford. Even Klopp, Neil Broderick, Klopp made a statement saying, obviously, we're not in the Champions League, so it affects what we spend. I'm gone. For the last, 6-7 years, we've been in the Champions League. And we didn't spend. He neglected the midfield. He neglected the defence. You look at Liverpool. Just look at what we brought in. 2 men saved us. Brought us glory. And I'll tell you who they were. Alisson and Virgil. Am I right?
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
Fabinho the next season.
That's what we need, quality players like them. This Caicedo, I'd love him. I would have loved Shumeni, but I knew that they had no money. I just knew it. There was no money to buy him. That's why
Caicedo can play it right back as well, can't he?
Sorry?
He can play it right back. He played for Brighton for 3 months, didn't he? At right back, and he was brilliant.
Yeah. it's just absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, it really is.
You know the funny thing, the irony and all that about Billy Hogan and that what he's come out and that what he's come out and there was like it was number 1 or number 2 I think. You know on the Twitter feed and all that like it was Lavia and Hogan FSG and that and it's funny how they've come out with that and then next minute an hour later 2 hours later they come out with the Caicedo news.
Yeah, but it's all a smokescreen.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's all that. He was supposed to visit for Valverde last year. Do you remember the last day of the transfer window and all that he was supposed to put in for Valverde? Do you know what I mean?
I'd love him as well, Valverde. I love him, but and as Charlie Wood says, to be fair, if they had got Lavia for 37. Been saying what a great piece of business. Listen, people, can you just hit the like button, please, to get the algorithm up there? Because I'd like to go straight on and say, you know, scheduled it. This is what I mean by the algorithm coming up there. If you know what I mean, you know, you'll be able to see when it's scheduled, you know, at the show. And I also want to remind people about, can I just go on here? I won't be a minute. Please, just let me bring these on, if you don't mind. And it's HSOAB. It's at scarforabadge.com. These people are fantastic people. Michael and Michelle Dean, small business. People think that the sponsor of me, they're not. Honest to God, they're not. Because I just like them. They're nice friends. And they've got a smashing business with things like this. And it's all good quality stuff. Believe me, it's all good quality stuff. And I'll be up there before I go on my holidays to buy things. Also, this is what I want to put up as well. Come on. This is what I want to put up. And it's Jamie Phillips's. If you're not listening to me, listen to him. Jamie Phillips, one good lad, and he has a smashing, like people like you out there comment, and they're brilliant, just like you lot, just like you out there, honestly. So get on to Jamie. He's a smashing lad, big red, and a no-nonsense one. And also the Liverpool Connection podcast. And these are 4 really. I know Keith's been on it with Jazz, because this is Jazz's. It's Americans, you know, expats over there in America where Jazz live. Another great podcast. Another one. And we're all Reds and we're all concerned. We're all concerned. And also just this one, An Evening with Phil Thompson. And it's on the Little Theatre in Birkenhead. So if you want to go along to there, it's £25 a ticket and question and answers, and get to meet Phil. I think he'll bring a couple of ex-players along as well, because that's what these lads do. And Marios Manzos, it's next week. It's next Thursday. That's 6:30 to 8. And this is what I want to say, you see, because I won't be having a show on the Thursday, because I'll be there, because a book signing in conversation with Frank Carlyle. That's me. It's not a clone of me. It'll actually be me. So I'll be talking to Marios, and Marios is a Greek lad. He's an author, as you can see there anyway, and also a journalist and a big red fan. So I'll be there next week for these lads. And there's his book, The Social One, why Jurgen Klopp was a perfect fit for Liverpool. Brilliant. And just come along for the evening, and I think we'll all be going for a few beers. Absolutely. So we'll be okay. So listen, that's all I'm saying on the matter. And there's all the books, Jeff Gould and everybody. The Lost Shankly Boy. Everything is there.
Mm.
Just everything. And this is one of my favourite titles, The Lost Shankly Boy. And someone said last week, he's being found. The Lost Shankly Boy is being found by Frank Carlyle. I thought that was, that was lovely. And there's George Sefton's book, The Voice of Anfield. Great. And one of my favourites ever is this. We have dreams and songs to sing. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely. So listen, that's all I've got to say on the matter.
Big
So,
Kirby's as well, Frank.
oh yeah,
Those were the days, my friend.
yeah, those were the days, my friend. Do you know what? I asked them, I asked Dave.
I've been with him today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was with him today.
I wish I was known that. Why didn't you tell me?
I'll give you the show when we go for the bevy.
Yeah,
I
because
haven't been for the bevy with him. We're going to do a project together. So
good. A musical, I suppose.
yeah, musical stroke. Yeah, it's like kind of children's stuff. So he's writing some of the stuff, and with Alan Watson and Dave, myself, and another guy, Peter, forget his second name.
Well,
But
listen,
we'll start
Dave,
revealing things soon.
He's married to my cousin.
Yeah, Julie.
And I said to her, tell Dave to send me his title through and everything, and I'll advertise it for him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you did it. But
Yeah.
that's months ago when it first came out. Anyway, I'm going to go on to business here, people. Hang on a sec. Yeah, let's see. Oh, wait, I just turned it off. Jake Kismet. Top businessmen who have via Klopp turned a 300 million business if sold tomorrow. They are just not good at keeping the fan base happy. And in football, that's a no. Absolutely right. Does anyone want to comment on that?
I've just said before in a Twitter post and that, you know, there's never no excitement, is there? It's like, you know, you are excited for a bit, and then it's like FSG just drains the joy and the excitement away. You know, you put yourself up and you build yourself up like Bellingham and Mbappe and whatever, and I'm like, but we were challenging City then at that time, and Sancho was the other one, wasn't it? And it's like kind of, you know, every time, every window, you know, you try and like build yourself up, and you just ends up deflated, and it's like the Peter cries wolf. And so if we do get Caicedo, imagine getting Caicedo and Lavia or whatever, you just don't believe it because they've let us down that many times.
Okay. I'll just go to Jazz because I know Jazz has to leave. He was good enough to come on, you know, for half an hour. Jazz, what's your take on top businessmen who have via clocks and blah, 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 into, but they're neglecting the fans besides the pitch?
Well, it's just like Liam said, you know, they build us up and up and up and then let us down. I mean, we all four of us should be talking about Sunday's match.
Yeah.
And here we are, like, our grievances about FSG not doing what they're supposed to do.
Well, all right, I'll tell you what, okay. And I know that you're going in a moment. Jeff Goulden, going to your group, I'm in Rhodes. He's in Rhodes, Jeff. Good evening from Liverpool to Jeff over there in Rhodes. It must be boiling. It must be boiling there. But anyway, before you go, I just want you to, if you can, name your front three, your three in midfield, and your back four.
For me, for Sunday, Gakpo, Mo, Diaz. Midfield, McAllister, Szoboszlai. Start number 6. If Thiago was fit, I would have put him there. But I can't rely on Jones, so I can't even name that third midfielder, to be honest.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is.
That's how bad it is.
Back four, we all know what that back four is.
Yeah.
But
so it's the usual back four.
That number 6, I have no idea.
And that's how bad it is.
Yeah, and I mean, every single time I'd be able to tell you a starting 11 this weekend. Well, I mean, you even heard it from Klopp. I mean, a few days ago, he's like, I've got to get figure out a formation.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't you have been figuring that out like a while ago? It's just we're all over the shop.
Before you go, I can't see Thiago playing a number 6 because he's injury prone. And to play a number 6 is arduous, where you're getting stuck in and taking the ball away, winning the ball, whatever. And that's your defensive midfielder. He's more of a luxury player. He's more of a playmaker than anything. But for him, don't forget, he's got a dodgy hip now. He's got a dodgy hip.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. Well, there you go. And I think Klopp wants him to be fit so we could put him in there.
I do.
He's injury prone. What do you think, Keith? Be honest.
Well, I was just going to say, do you know what? Daz made probably one of the best quotes before, that if we go and sign Caicedo, why didn't we sign Bellingham?
Yeah.
Because he's going to cost just as much or more than what Bellingham was, and Bellingham's a much better. He would have got us excited. He would have got us all off our seats. He would have got us all, the juices flowing. He would have been, because that lad is going to be a superstar. I think what Klopp will do, I think what he'll play. Can I give you 2 lineups? What I think Klopp would play and what I would play. I think he'll play Diaz, Jota, Salah, Gakpo, McAllister, Szoboszlai. He'll have McAllister as a 6. And I think he'll have Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robbo and Alisson. But I would play, if it was my team, I'd be going with Diaz, Gakpo and Salah. Midfield, I'd have McAllister, Szoboszlai and Trent. My defence, because we've got no one else, right back would be Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Robbo and Alisson, because we've got to try and stop and we've got to stop that midfield because we're getting run through too often. That's what I would personally. I'd have Trent in there because we've got no one else.
Okay, what about you, Lee?
I just said with Keith there, that first lineup. I think it will be. I think it's the one that for me is about the Jota and Diaz. So I would say probably Diaz. No, Jota, Núñez, Salah, Gakpo in the third, like kind of in the midfield with the Szoboszlai, McAllister playing the 6, and then with the back 4, Robbo, Trent, Konate, and Van Dijk. Because I think he will look at putting McAllister because he plays him with that team, didn't he, on Monday. And I think Gakpo is a sure starter. I just don't think you can't leave him out. Okay. So he's got to put him in some way. But in that kind of forward, like,
do you know the fear
of a midfield?
Do you know the fear though on Sunday for me, and I'm sure you'll all think the same. If he plays Trent at right back, right? And we'd seen what his form was like last year. I think we played, was at Leicester. And even when we played Leicester, he was getting roasted a few times at right back. And that's my fear with him, right? That Pochettino was going to put, and I think you pronounce it Mudryk, who's the Ukrainian lad. You put him on Trent, it's going to be like Lazio all over again. Because honestly, he'll get.
Well, he should have scored at Athletic, shouldn't he? Like the last game, he should have scored at Athletic that much.
Yeah,
like,
honestly,
he was so lively, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'd rather have
a penalty here. He had a couple of goals.
I'd rather have someone who's got a bit of pace and defensive nous about them, rather than thinking of getting forwards and not covering back. Because if Trent's playing right back, you've got the problem of that. Then you've also got the problem of who's the holding number 6 as well. So not only have you got the fear of having Trent at right back up against that Mudryk, you've then got the fear of, well, who's going to play the holding number 6 as well? So that's 2 positions there that are immediately. So put Trent in and put Gomez at right back. That's what I just think, just to show.
It's the high line as well, isn't it? It's the high line that they'll get caught out on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, why I'd have Jota in from the beginning, excuse me. Why I'd have him in from the beginning? I think there'll be more opportunities for Jota because he's a goal poacher.
Yeah.
And I think Chelsea would be suited for goal poaching.
Yeah.
And
I think you're right. It could be Diaz, Jota, Salah.
Okay,
maybe
so
Nunes ends up on the bench.
I only wanted to put my pen in. That's about Jota. But anyway, do you know who hasn't been mentioned?
Nunes.
So where does that leave Darwin? Do you think he's got to prove himself this season?
Yeah, I think he was good, wasn't he? Started pre-season, but he should have buried those 2 goals, shouldn't he? And, like the Bayern Munich games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a lot better than that, but on form, I think Jota, Diaz, them goals from Diaz were just incredible, weren't they? It was just outrageous from nothing. And that's the other way as well. Sozza from the corner, Frank. He's going to be a real threat.
Go, Josh. Go ahead, mate.
Cheers, lads. Sorry.
See you on Friday. See you. Excuse me.
Sorry, it's been so short.
No, it's just nice that you came on and give your pen a thing. It really is. Thank you so much.
Hopefully, some good news in the next 24 hours.
We've been saying it for weeks, haven't we?
I'll tell you this. Maybe it's me and Keith coming on here every Thursday and going, yeah, there's going to be another. There's a player going to sign and it never happens. You might need some new guests.
No, use are fine. Use are the boys.
I'll see you boys.
I'll see you next week. Okay, next Friday.
God bless.
Cheers, Daz.
Ta-ra. What a lad he is. Really nice. Stephen Snape says FSG's transfer strategy is defunct in the current climate. The obdurate refusal to pay the market rate erodes not just our squad but our worldwide reputation. Other much smaller clubs spend more. Liam.
Did you hear what Gary Neville said? And I'm not a great lover of Gary Neville and that kind of thing, but he was saying in a lot of ways what we've been saying is the 40 million is the 20 million now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And he said that 40 to 60 million, we're comfortable, but we're not going to prepare to think, and listen, I don't like Neville and whatever, and that and he should be concentrating on his own club. But I think Stephen is right, is that, it's all right getting the release clauses like McAllister and, maybe with Szoboszlai or whatever. But we've got Aston Villa, who are spending Brewsters now. You know what I'm saying? So, you've got Tottenham now, who's going to get the Kane money. Tottenham's going to get the K money unless they've spent it already, and that, like, you know, and they're going to get 100 million for him, and that West Ham are going to get 170 million because of Rice and Paqueta, and that, you know, so, you know, I think they've just bought Alvarez for 35 million, haven't they? West Ham. He's a good player, in, by the way, in Ajax.
Yes, of course he is.
But
we can buy anyone. We really can, and this is at the beginning of the podcast. We can afford anybody. If Liverpool spent 300 million tomorrow, would we go into receivership?
no, not a chance.
No chance. We got it there, but it's going to supply other franchises in America. We all know that, and that's wrong. That's wrong.
But the thing is with that George Schmacher, Frank, is that if he's trying to play poker with Southampton, he's already let his hand, he's already revealed his hand where he's trying to do that with Chelsea. And Southampton aren't going to budge.
Okay.
Southampton aren't going to budge. So they might end up with none of them.
Exactly. And they could end up with the two of them, Caicedo and
on Sunday.
What do you think of Jake Kismet's comment? We winning Sunday. He reckons that we're going to a Virgil's first official game as captain. He needs to be solid, and the score will depend on that.
Well, Big Virg isn't the same player since his injury when he got took out by Sloth over at the dump. So, do you know what, Frank? I shouldn't really say this, but I am. I spoke to an ex-player. I spoke to a former player over the last couple of days, and you know what my background is. You know with the Liverpool Echo and former players and all that. And I spoke to one of the former players, and he called the new director of football George Schmackhead, because he said he's not doing anything. You know, he said, "What's he doing?" You know, he sounds, you know, since he's come in, it's just all gone up. You know, what was the question again? Sorry, then.
Right.
About defunct.
Winning Sunday, Virgil's first official game as captain. He needs to be solid, and the score will depend on that.
I just think that's why we need a left-sided defender, because Virg isn't the same player. And look, I know from my experience, I mean, all right, we're going back 30-something years ago, and my injury, I tried coming back over 3 years. That's how many operations and the surgeries and everything else that I kept breaking down all the time. And, you know, I just couldn't get back to playing. I played semi-pro. I just couldn't get back to that standard of where I was at. And so even in this day and age, for what the injury that Virgil had, it's tough. It's really tough. The fact that he was out for 9 months, you know, we didn't really have a proper pre-season last season as well. And the other thing as well, when you've got an injury like that, not only is it physical, it's also psychological. You always do, no matter, don't care what anyone says. As an ex-footballer, it's psychological. You go in there because you're frightened of putting a challenge in or whatever it is for it to go again. That's what your fear is. But he's lost a little bit of pace. So not much, but a little bit of pace. But we need cover for Virg. I think Henderson, not so much for his playing, but you know, being there, his captaincy, his experience will be a mess. So Virg has to step up to the plate.
I think he will.
But you know what, Frank? I think all the senior players should, and that's including Robbo, Trent, Ali, Mo. They've all got to step up to the plate now and just say, do you know what? Look, I think the position of FSG have put Klopp and the club and the players in should bring them together and say, right, let's go and show them. Let's go and show people. But if they go out and win on Sunday, it might tell FSG not to go and spend because it was, do you know what I mean? If we can go to Chelsea and get a...
FSG would be praying for that.
Yeah.
I think we want a miracle. Ian McKenna says, hello from Dublin. Billy Hogan has given excuses already now with no Champions League this season.
Yeah.
Where is the supposed 176 million in the previous two? They've gone on a big yacht. They've gone to ice hockeys, and basketball and whatever. That's where it's going.
Yeah.
That's where it's going. And to shareholders as well. We're not pathetically stupid as some people think we are.
Yeah.
I just okay. Right. The Awakened Phoenix. 100 million for Caicedo. When we couldn't afford 88 million for Jude. Nah, I'm not taking this. Besides, 19-year-old DM Lavia wouldn't be enough. What are we doing, lads? Another frustrated, angry supporter. Listen, just press the likes, please. Don't leave me on that 12, please. Rosie is looking in. Just press the likes, please. Get the algorithm out there. And don't leave me with a 13, please. Just like them. Thank you.
Frank, you know, you were saying there before we've spoken about FSG.
Yeah.
And the lack of, you know, the players and the investments and everything else.
Yeah.
But don't you think it absolutely gores you when you see the likes of Villa spending, you know, that they can bring new owners in and spend what they're doing. Nottingham Forest for what they've spent. Newcastle, you know, we could have had those owners a few years ago before FSG. And you see these clubs now spending all this money. And for a club of Liverpool's stature and the money that we've generated over a number of years and the success that we've had, you know, times change, don't they? And, you know, for when they spent the 35 million on Salah and Mane and all this, it's gone out the window now. They've got to, you know, and again, you either put up or shut up or get out. If you can't afford it, cut your loss or not cut your losses. Get whatever you can for the club. Get out. Bring someone in who can afford it.
You've got to. Yeah, I don't believe, and all this nonsense about bringing in investors. They don't want to bring in investors because they're taking a chunk. They're taking a chunk of their profits. That's the way I look at it, and the market as well. Yeah. So I don't know. Why didn't we buy when we were winning everything? We've said that millions of times, Charlie Wood. If them likes for Frank or maybe Caicedo will come back. Don't even joke about it. We are third in the world, as he's saying. The PR working for FSG must be one of the best in the world. I would say so. What was that? Simon Kendrick, should be FSG out anyway. What else do you need? And he carries on. What's the annoying noise? Someone's fidgeting. We're being told off. Don't know. Simon's.
The planes are going over from John Lennon Airport, if that's it.
I don't know. Jamie Phillips. You joke. You'd be welcome. Big up, guys. Lovely. Hello, Jamie. Fantastic. These are great. These are brilliant. These. Where am I? See, I want Liam to read out this name.
I can't see it.
Oh, there again.
Oh yeah. Man is Stifler. Stifler. Look at that. It's not Stifler from American Pie, is it?
Oh, it's a cracking that.
Stifler. Stifler. Stifler.
Isn't that brilliant? Stifler. It's like a German name, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, is it 10 marks, is it?
Absolutely brilliant. I love that. I love that. Craig Francis, FSG, a business that wants to destroy its own self. Yeah, that is a good one. I think it's destroying itself with the fans now.
I think the thing is, though, Frank, I think we said this the other week, and we've said it for ages, haven't we? There's going to come a time where there's a tipping point where FSG can't blag the fans much longer. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of wake-up calls going on. A lot of people are starting to wake up, as well, like Keith said, and that, like, you know, he was pretty all right with them a couple of years ago and that, but, like, you know, after Shenemy last year and the Bellingham stuff and whatever and that, and I think there's going to be a tidal wave, you know, of opposition towards FSG if they don't deliver in this winter. And, you know, I think they could be looking for a way out because FFP hasn't gone the same way. The big picture, you know, their own televising their own matches, that hasn't gone like kind of the way they wanted it, you know, and so it just doesn't meet their module no more, does it? Do you know what I mean? They're not going to be wanting to spend 80, 100 million or whatever each transfer window, like for a player. They're just not going to do it.
But the thing is, though, Liam, if you look at Everton, look at the situation there at Everton with the supporters to the board. Everton have spent the money.
Yeah, I know.
So, you know, can you imagine what usually happens is when supporters turn against the owners, more often than not, that transcends onto the pitch.
Yeah.
So, God forbid that if FSG don't go and spend the money over the next week or so, because I'm telling you now, and I'll be right there with them, I'll be protesting against it.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, sometimes there's only, well, not sometimes, there's only so much you can take.
Yeah.
And enough is enough with FSG now. They spun, as you said, Frank, they spun it out there last year about investments, which was the biggest load of crap ever.
Yeah.
They put that out basically to try and find out how much the club was worth on the market at that time. And what they were trying to do was trying to get, or hoping that England won the World Cup or done well, incredibly well in the World Cup, to highlight English football even more, to put the price of Liverpool Football Club even higher. They were looking at $5 billion to sell the club. I know that from good sources.
Yeah.
So, look, if that's what it is, don't give us all this crap about investments. You want to sell up. You pay 300 million. If you get 3 billion, take it, snap the hands off, get out. Because you can't afford to run the club. It's simple as that.
Do you know what?
The other thing about FSG, Frank, I was going to say, is that, and I don't know if you like conspiracy theorists or whatever, but, you know, when they floated that idea with Ornstein, and like he's a real credible source, isn't he? Usually, Ornstein, like, when they said that, like, you were looking to put the club up for sale, Ornstein was adamant that they said they were. But you know what I look at as well? They were looking for the funding for Fenway Park. They were looking for that funding to solidify that funding. And with them maybe floating the idea that Liverpool were going to be, as what you just said, finding out the value of the club and all that, they could solidify that in the way of that, like they could get the funding. What was it, 1.2 billion or something like that for Fenway Park and that?
Yeah,
that's right. They've just been they've just been given that. They've just been given that funding. So they're about to do, and this is the other thing, all the things that they said that we were going to get, all the hotels and the plazas and whatever and all that like type of thing. Do you know what I mean? That's supposed to be going to Fenway Park now.
Yeah.
What does we get? What does we get? What does we get out of that big, massive, like kind of like thingy, that division that they sold us? Do you know what I mean? It was supposed to be a hotel, Esplanade of shops and all that kind of thing. Loads of, you know, top jolly hotels and whatever. It was like, what does we get?
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely. And the thing is, Boston Red Sox is their baby. That's what they're more interested in.
That's where the money's going.
Yeah, purely because they're from Boston. So if they're from Liverpool, you know, but
Liam's just said they've got to fund that, you know, the funding that they've got to match that.
Yeah.
So everything. Right, this is why there's no money in this club.
Yeah.
This is why they've always been a shelter bike club.
Yeah.
We've been a shelter bike club. I'm going to say this, and you should know this, Keith, and you, Liam. When David Moore's, his legacy was crushed by giving it to Ixon's Gillette, right? His legacy. But you look at David Moore's. David Moore's was buying players because he loved Liverpool. He was a big right. He's buying players. He built up the Kenny Dalglish stand. Yeah. He built up the Cop. And then he built up the Annie Road stand. Still buying players. What have we done? What have we done? We've actually borrowed our own money to pay for the main stand, to pay for the Anfield Road stand. We're buying it, us, not FSG.
But who's going to benefit when they sell the club?
Them.
So we're paying for the loan that they've put on the backs of the club and whatever. And if they sell it or whatever, they're going to get it. They're going to get the profit.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. And as Anfield Road TV says, big up, lads. Loving the content for ages, Frank. Keep it up, mate. Bloody joke this window. We are massively underprepared.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Underprepared for this season. It's going to hit us like a tree. Spot on, the lad.
Yeah.
Spot on, the lad. Can I ask you something? I'll go to you, Keith.
We've got 3 injury-prone centre halves, haven't we?
Of course we have. And, you know,
Gomez, Van Dijk, and
I wouldn't have Matip in that team ever again. He should have been sold on, and Gomez should have been sold on.
Yeah.
It's like I said a couple of seasons ago when Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby, you know, they should have been sold on. That's what I said then.
Yeah.
Still had them right till the contract ran out. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to ask you. I've got short-term memory loss.
Frank, do you know why Gomez and Matip are still at the club? Because they can't sell them. No one wants them.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You know, unless they were on a free or a steal. But who would you go to? And as we've said over the last number of weeks, if you look at Matip and Gomez and you name it, you know, all the Premiership teams, and how many teams would they get into in the starting 11? Not many. So why are they still at Liverpool? Why haven't we got rid of Phillips? You know,
who'd you blame? Can I come in here, boys? Because I think that's that's an important question what Keith just said there. An important comment. Because whose fault is it that they're at the club? Is it their agents? Is it themselves? Or is it our club itself that involves the backroom staff and Jürgen?
I can answer something to that.
Go on.
The contract.
Excuse me, I'm just letting Ian in.
Okay.
Carry on, I like that.
Yeah, no problem. The contracts that they've got, and I know, look, I'm going to try. I'm trying to say it without spilling too much of what I know, but the contracts determine what happens with those players. And I'm talking. You could go back to Emre Can. You can go to Oxlade-Chamberlain, Caicedo. What's in their contracts, and what FSG want for them players as well. We should have got rid of Caicedo 2 years ago. We should have got rid of Oxlade-Chamberlain 2 years ago. We should have got rid of Massive at least a year or two ago. We should have got rid of Gomez and get whatever you can for them because they're nowhere near good enough. All right, Frank, you look different.
You know,
All right, lads.
all right, Dave. You're right.
How are you?
All right, see.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Just ran up them stairs, though.
You get the lift.
But the thing is,
You get the lift
is that there's got to be a time now. Whereas, how many players? It started with Emre Can, didn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many players have we let go on a free? We're prepared now next year to let Massive to go and Thiago to go on a free. I just don't get the logic. I just don't get it.
Am I reading right there? Liverpool have agreed 50 million for Lavia.
Have they?
That's what it's put up there.
Where?
It's on our.
Who was it? Let's have a look.
Managed
It wasn't Caicedo, was it?
What?
It wasn't
Oh,
Caicedo.
Lavia. See,
What I'm saying is, it wasn't Caicedo then, was it? It was Lavia, wasn't it?
No.
Well, Fabrizio Romano tweeted 8 minutes ago that Caicedo's in London waiting for key developments on his future tonight. Brighton are waiting for Liverpool to send their official bid. If not tonight, it has to be Friday. Liverpool will 100% bid for him. Then it'll be up to Chelsea to bid. Highest bidder will get the green light from Brighton, and that's 8 minutes ago.
We're not going to outbid Chelsea, are we?
I think it's a bit mad, isn't it? Like, I mean, I can't believe we're in, after all that's gone on and all that. Hogan, Billy Oldham said this morning that we're all of a sudden just throwing 100 million in for this fella when we wouldn't go for Bellingham.
Before, don't we? Is that Carragher's? You know what's changed for me in the last 3 days is Joyce, Pierce, Melissa Reddy. They've all started to kind of slag off FSG.
Yeah.
They've never done it before.
No.
They've never done it before. I know
it was
Neville, wasn't it? Well,
Neville. Doesn't that just show you though that if something happens, even they haven't got a clue what they're talking about for months and months and months. I was going through the Anfield rap and that, great lads and that. Obviously, and mostly well informed, and they're the type of people you look to.
Yeah.
But I was looking at all the talks that they've had on, all the YouTubes come up together.
Yeah.
And the number of players they've spoken about, and you think, well, obviously, no one knows, do they?
No.
As Andy Eaton's just tweeted that to me.
The in the nose is finished, isn't it? Because, I don't know if this is George Schmacher, he's just going down and I don't know what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? But it's like
I think he's making the pies. I think he's making the pies and
it's like he's setting fire to all these different, you know what I mean? Setting fire to these different flames all over the place, and no one knows what's going on. I think McAllister was already sorted out by Julian Ward, and they'd probably tell us on that. McAllister was probably done, and maybe Soberslide was maybe, because he loves the club. He's just come out and said, I love the club already.
Liam, do you know when McAllister's deal was done? November.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me, mate.
That was it'd already been sounded out, and players talk to each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I tell you what makes me laugh sometimes is like you always say, the time players talk to each other and try and get them to join a club is during an international break. I can tell you now, players text each other during the week at home and get them and try and influence other players. It goes on all the time, honestly. So all that, and the reason Gakpo had been tapped up by Man United.
Yeah,
I think it was around about, I think it was July, August last year, and it was too slow on him.
yeah.
And Van Dijk said, apparently, Van Dijk got in touch and said, stay where you are.
Yeah.
You'll be with us.
That was the World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, honestly, load of rubbish when he said, oh, yeah, they'll tap him up during international duty. They don't. They tap him up all the time. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
But Redbird D9 says, and that's a good point, this, by the way. So we're Klopp saying it affects what we spend not being in the Champions League. Again, I ask, is Klopp too much of a yes man?
Klopp never said. I haven't heard Klopp said it.
It was Hogan, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he come out, didn't he, with a statement? Don't forget anything that
I mean,
FSG say, or comes out of the board. He's with it.
Has Billy Hogan just been saying that though for some sort of smoke screen this morning? If we're putting a bid in for this tonight for the
Well, why do we have to try and it's like conspiracy theories, for God's sake?
It's ridiculous. I mean, but how we can say that, come out and say that when we didn't spend anything after we won the Champions League. Never mind, just competing we won it. We didn't spend anything.
Exactly.
So what's he on about? He's
unbelievable. Yeah, look, here's what Steve Evans says. We've needed a midfielder or two the last 3 seasons.
Right.
Not that FSG and the recruitment team were bothered. I cannot defend the shysters anymore.
Yeah.
Now, Ian, what have I been saying for 2 seasons? And don't come out with a joke. What have I been saying for 2 seasons? What we needed?
The midfield.
Yes.
I mean, I think we can all say now, can't we, that you've done it with the defence, and you've done it with the midfield. If you'd have said to us 3 years ago when Gini Wijnaldum left, that they'll keep Chamberlain, Keita, Milner, Fabinho and Henderson and get rid of them all in one summer, just one summer.
Yeah,
that should have been done over 2 or 3 years, and players being, we all know that, don't we?
Yeah.
And to think that a club's done that at the level that we're taught, that we are, that we've been, and a club's done that, it's just like, it's just criminal. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Carvalho as well, Ian.
What? Sorry.
We got rid of Carvalho as well.
Yeah. Which, to be honest with you, I can sort of not understand it because we only got him last year, but I trust Klopp on them decisions like that because, look at the strikers we've got there, and it's a great. We've got 5 or 6 there now. You look at Ben Doak now and you think,
I think Doak's going to be the replacement. I think he's definitely going to be a first team squad player.
Yeah. And
he's going to be in the squad.
The other thing we've got to look at as well, and I'm not going back to, is Bajetic, whatever his name is. Bajetic. He's a cracking player, but he's only 19. But then we're paying 45, wanting to pay 45 million for a 19-year-old as well. So if they're old enough, they're good enough. If they're good enough, they're old enough.
Yeah.
But he is going to be a great player, that Lavia, though.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Can I ask you, so I'll go to you, Liam, then to you, Keith, and then to you. Okay. Curtis Jones' name has been bantered about getting sold. Liam.
Why'd you throw it on me? Because we were talking about this 5 years ago.
You're a bastard, and we let you comment.
I think the thing is about Curtis Jones,
Carbonara.
he was an enigma, wasn't he? It's like, you know, when he burst on the scene and all that like type of thing, but there was just no product, was he? We used to call him like, you know, sideways Bob. You know what I mean? Because, you know, he just never had an end product to his game. Now, fair play to him. These last 10 games last year or last season, he played more in a forward role and that like kind of thing. And he had products, and you know he played really well. Is he good in regards of being a first team player? It's debatable, and that like kind of thing. Would it keep him in a squad or whatever? Yeah, well, you know, you've got like kinds of we can't like sell any more midfielders if like we've only got two, but brought in two midfielders. If we got Lavia now, like three. But if you're selling Jones, like there was one today about Thiago, wasn't it? Like the Saudi Arabian club has come in for Thiago. So
yeah, there's breaking news, lads. There's breaking news. The FC are willing to break their records for Caicedo.
Wow.
And that's coming from Jamie Phillips.
So is it Lavia and Caicedo?
I think it'll only be him. I think it'll only be him, to be honest.
It looks like we've been in the race all the time, but keeping it quiet like we do. But they've had Lavia as backup, and Southampton blew that one out the water early. And so, you know, I think that's what it sounds like, don't it? You know what I mean? But no one knows, do they? You know, I mean, this morning I was fuming with this statement.
So was I.
And I'm thinking, oh, we're done here. And then tonight you're thinking, you know, we could have egg on our faces, couldn't we? You know, it doesn't make them.
Egg on our faces, Ian, because the thing is that we still need a centre half, a left-sided centre half.
But there's still time to do that, because our main two centre halves are going to be the two that are there now, aren't they?
Yeah,
so what the main thing is for me is like we haven't got a number 6. So if we buy this lad, we know he's experienced in the Premier League. We know what he's about. He's played with McAllister.
And he can play it right back.
Say again.
He can play it right. He can play in a defensive role as well.
Yeah. So I think
he played 3 months, didn't he? With the other fellow was out.
McAllister, yeah.
No, Caicedo played it right back for 3 months, didn't he?
Oh, right, okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's intelligent enough to know the system, so it'll allow Trent to come into midfield because he'll cover. You know what I mean?
So that's what I'm saying. If he's there, he's played it right back. He knows. Do you know what I mean? He can just drop back.
Yeah. I mean, let's see if it gets done. I mean, Chelsea might still be the, you know, but then I'm sure if Chelsea get him, I think we'll tie up the Lavia thing by the looks of it. I think one's going to one and the other's going to the other, one way or another, by the looks of it.
Thiago could, if possible, be sold. Klopp's style of play demands a robust model of a player in all positions. He's a passenger we can ill afford. I think that's good.
Yeah,
I think that could be a Lavia Caicedo. He might go for the 2, Ian.
Yeah.
If he sells one or the other.
That'd be unbelievable after the statement this morning, wouldn't it, as well?
Yeah,
Simon Kendrick, Sky Sports. Liverpool preparing to smash their own transfer record for Caicedo.
So when we put this transfer record bid in, are Chelsea going to come out and offer us, or are they going to settle on Lavia?
Do you know the thing is though? One thing I will say about these bids, Liverpool would never put a bid in if the player was not interested. If you look back or whatever, they wouldn't have done it.
No.
Do you know what though? Just listening to you there about Chelsea. Chelsea can't spend big.
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
because of financial fair play. So how are they able to spend 100 million on Caicedo, considering they've got such a big thing hanging over them at the moment, especially after historical discrepancies under Abramovich. They're now restricted. That's why they sold a lot of players to Saudi Arabia, but they've still got to sell to buy, by the way. So if they get Caicedo, they've got to be selling. I know Kepa he's been thinking with Bayern Munich, and he's been linked with Bayern Munich. But for me, I believe it when I say either Lavia or Caicedo. Look, in an ideal world, I'd have both of them. We'd all love both of them, and I'd be out on our faces to some point. But
I was looking at sorry, go on, Keith.
I just can't see it myself.
Guys, can I just bow out? Frank, can I bow out, please?
Are you going?
Yeah, can I bow out? Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can, Liam.
I've got my dog downstairs. I don't know. She's in the garden over there. I don't know what she's doing.
Oh, okay. Is it getting sunburned or moonburned?
What?
I've
been in the garden today.
No, okay.
Liam, you need to catch a pint in the village.
Yeah, well, give us a bell, Ian.
Yeah. All right. Keith, you
Give
need
us
to
a
come
bell.
over.
All right, well, give us a bell.
Anyway, I don't get invited. Hey, do you see that?
All right, we'll take Ian.
Well,
yeah, I will do, Lee. Yeah,
Ian, text me.
Yeah, I will. All right, mate.
All right, mate.
Good
to meet you, mate. God bless.
See you Friday. It's Friday next week, you know, Liam.
I can't. It's my mum's anniversary next Friday. Yeah. So the week after.
Okay. See you the week.
God bless. See you later. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Liam.
Hey, Ian. Just as regards to going for a pint, we've still got to sort out with me, you, Frank, Francine, Nafia. Who else have we got? Who else is coming?
It's a pity you can't make it next Thursday.
Next Thursday? Oh, the thing what time's that?
It's at 6:30 till 8. That's why I can't have it. And Jamie Phillips said, get me on next Thursday. I think he's on holiday. And I can't. If someone's in touch with him, please, will you let Jamie know?
Where are you, Frank? Then Thursday, where's that?
It's at the, can I bring us on? You know, for other people to see as well. Hang on. Right back down. Yeah, it's next Thursday. Marios Manzos, book signing and in conversation with me.
Oh, Waterstones.
At Waterstones, yeah. Liverpool 1 at 6:30 to 8.
And then we're going to Beehive after that.
I don't know where we go. Do you know what someone said? Are you going to Sandon? I said, no, I don't think so. To Sandon. I said, no, I don't think so.
So that's Liverpool 1, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where we'll be going. I'm being honest, but we will go for the beer.
We'll sort it.
Yeah. I'll make up you coming over, Keith. There'll be a few people there. Judge Scott, the last Shankly boy, he'll be there. There'll be quite a few, you know, to be honest. So that's next Thursday, 6:30.
Sounds.
Yeah, listen to this. Oh, hang on. News going mad on Caicedo at the moment. Tweet after tweet. Don't let me down, FSG. There is no coming back from this. I think so, do you?
What do you think it's happening?
No, the comment there. News going mad on Caicedo at the moment. Tweet after tweet. Don't let me down. So he's being in the, you know, he's being
sounds
subjective.
Like imminent, whatever's going to happen.
There is no coming back from this.
Yeah.
Would you agree? I would.
I think we'll know before we play Chelsea. I think that's the idea as well. I don't think they want our players hanging over
I think that's
either
a
way.
comment. That's a great comment.
And
Brentford's listen to this, and it's just summing up everything what we've been talking. Brentford have bought 5 players. Forest bought 26 last season and 3 in this window.
Yeah, being left behind, aren't we?
Thing is, though, I mean, 26 players in one window.
Ian, you were saying before about where City and Man United and Arsenal done it over a period of time, and we done it in the 80s, didn't we? When you're a great team, you don't go the next 3 or 4 seasons with the same squad and players. You always add to it and then get rid of those who aren't like getting the game or in the squads and things like that. You get rid of them, generate whatever money you can. And we used to remember when we had Barnsley, Houghton, Aldo, and Beardsley. What did we do at the end of the season in 88? We got Rushy.
Got Rush back,
Rush from Juve,
and you look what we've done from, it's even the 70s, really. From the 70s and 80s. Man United done it in the 90s and the 2000s. Arsenal done it in the 2000s. Chelsea done it. City are doing it. Now Arsenal are doing it. They improve
forward planning, isn't it? It's forward planning, and like Ferguson was brilliant at it. When he knew when a player, he could probably say in 3 years' time that player will be gone. So we need to start looking for this replacement, and that's what we used to do. And do you know what? I always think of. I always remember being at school when we were signing Craig Johnston and thinking, what do we need him for?
Yeah.
And then the same with Ray Houghton. What do we need him for? And it was the same position. Like Sammy Lee, I'm thinking, hang on, we had Sammy Lee. What are we signing Craig Johnston for? And then what are we signing Ray Houghton for? Obviously, there was in between that with Ray Houghton, but and I think we've always thought that. What are we getting him for? What we don't need him with. But really speaking, it was forward planning, wasn't it? Bring them in while the other one's still there, which is why we'd still like Fabinho here, I think, for a year or at least.
If you look at Ferguson, he wasn't afraid to get rid of Stam, Van Nistelrooy, Schmeichel, all these players who were at the top of their game at that time. He got top books for them and replaced them with players who were either just as good or better. And that's what he used to do all the time, constant, all the time, over and over. And honest to God, I just, I feel sorry for Klopp, because if he had the backing of Chelsea do or City, we would be fair. I honestly think we would be above City, honest to God, because City have got the Guardiola factor, but they've got the money as well. We've got the Klopp factor without the owners spending. Yeah.
Well, Pearson LFC there says, here we go, 95 plus 5. So is that the bid we put in then?
Yeah.
So we put a bid in and we had no money this morning.
So the add-ons, the plus 5 must be the add-ons.
Yeah.
Who are they going to sell for that?
Mo Salah.
Yeah, Salah or Nunes or
Well, do you know what? That's another worry, isn't it? Actually, are we? This news over Salah, is that going to come off now?
Yeah.
Liverpool could be looking at Ben Doak and thinking, you know what?
Yeah.
Throw him in now and
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant sell him.
No, you could be looking at Ben Doak now and saying, we need that player in the middle of the park more than we need an aging Mo Salah.
Yeah.
As great as he is now, and we'd have to replace them goals, by the way. I'm just thinking out loud, really.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to go on. But to say we had no money this morning and then we're spending a 95 million bidding when we wouldn't pay the 50.
Yeah.
Can't get my head around it.
But I do think there's something behind the Salah story. If they got 100 million for him, I wouldn't be surprised. They got 100 million for Salah, Doug, who's actually I was impressed with in pre-season. I wouldn't be surprised if they went and got Caicedo and Lavia.
No. I mean, what would you think Liverpool would accept for Salah now? He signed a contract last year, you know, and the Saudis are throwing money at, like, what did they pay for Ronaldo? An absolute fortune for how old's Ronaldo? You know, Salah he'd be the best player in the league.
Yeah.
So we should be looking like at least 150 million if that was going to happen.
Yeah,
at least. You know what I mean?
But listen, David Shakespeare says, I think we got a better attack and better midfield now, and I think we can win the league. What do you three think?
See, there's a thing on this train of thought, isn't there? Henderson and Fabinho, we're all going, oh my God, they've gone, quite rightly so, in the sense that we haven't replaced them because we'd already got the two lads that we were bringing in anyway. But how many games would they have played this season, and how influential would they be in a championship, in a title challenge? So, like, what people are saying, isn't it, is that we've actually improved the midfield already, especially with the improvements of Jones and the Bajcetic, potential. So you can sort of say, will them three players in midfield this season be better than the three players we had last season? They probably got a bit of a point. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, though, Ian, if you look at that, right?
It's the injuries.
But the thing is, if Fabinho and Henderson were still at the club now, and it comes to match day, and you played, let's just say, for instance, you had Trent, McAllister, and Szoboszlai starting in midfield, would you have Henderson and Fabinho on the bench, or Jones and Caicedo? You have Henderson and Fabinho all day.
Yeah.
You would. So if they were still at the club, Jones, who I personally don't think is up to the standards of what we require and we need, nor do I think Elliott, but Henderson and Fabinho would get in ahead of them.
Well, I said at the end of last season, and when we started talking about who we were bringing in, in fact, it was probably like when we'd already brought McAllister in, I think. And I was saying, I said on the show, I think, don't be surprised if the midfield to start against Chelsea would be, so it was obviously after the fixtures were released, would be Jones, Fabinho and Henderson, even though we bought these lads. Because you're thinking about continuity, aren't you? And not like just throwing them in.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I think, obviously, we all think we'd be strong with them in the squad, no matter what, adding to that squad and letting them come through. Yeah. I mean, like what Bobby done with Gakpo, he's showing them the role for 6 months or whatever.
Yeah. And
then he's left. Whilst now whoever comes in, the big problem for us, if the more players we bring in, it's getting used to the system and playing that system, because Klopp did state that he wanted them all in for pre-season.
For pre-season? Absolutely.
He did. So he said it on his lips moved and words came out of his mouth.
And here we are.
It wasn't in a paper. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't in a paper or anything. He said.
Yeah. And here we are now. Panic stations starting on Sunday. Obviously.
So was Klopp to blame as well? Does he need criticism?
Yeah, he's manager. He's supposed he's got to take criticism. But I think we all back him, knowing how.
Yeah, we back him, but all I'm saying, should he come under criticism for the state that we're in now?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. I think
minimal, probably. If it wasn't for Klopp, we wouldn't have done what we've done.
No.
And I know we can't live
last season.
Like any manager would. Probably.
Do you know, I put it on the group chat last week, Frank, because I didn't want to say it, but I will say it this week. I spoke to a former manager a number of weeks ago, because we were talking about like the owners and what have you. And I mentioned about Klopp. If Klopp come out and criticised FSG, maybe they'll get their hands in the pockets. And he said, it'll never happen. I'll tell you why. When have you ever heard, in all the years, when have you ever heard the manager come out and criticise the owners of the club? Very, very, very rarely does a manager come out and criticise, because the job would be at risk. They would probably have to sack him.
Yeah.
And then if a manager comes out and criticises an owner, the next potential job, the owners then would be unwilling or reticent to take him on as manager in case he does the same about them. Because no owner wants to be criticised.
No. True. Benitez had a little goal, didn't he?
Yeah. Look what happened.
But yeah, and he's not going to come out and go. Even then, Benitez didn't absolutely he done it in a veiled way.
He's done it in a veiled way, absolutely. But if you look at Everton for 2 seasons, Lampard, and who was before Lampard?
Benitez won it.
Oh, Benitez. So could you imagine? I bet you they wanted to come out and say it's rotten from top to bottom. They wanted to come out and criticise, but they didn't. They had no money to spend, but they didn't because they were frightened of losing the job, because A, they don't want to lose the money, the contracts, and B, they don't want to jeopardise any future job that they could get.
Well, there's that Francine says, time wasting to buy Lavia at the cost they wanted, prolonging buys again. She's so right.
Do you know what? It's like whoever we get now isn't playing on Sunday, are they?
No.
I mean, do you know what? Here's another point, right? I was looking at Chelsea's teams for the 5 pre-season games, because I actually thought, who's still there? And when I looked at the team, I think Reece James has been made captain now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought, hang on, that's like us making Saint captain now. But we've got Virgil.
Well, I wanted that, as you know. I wanted the big Virg as captain.
Yeah.
And I wanted a Scouser.
But Chelsea's overhaul is crazier than ours.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I think, the buying players, but you think that they haven't got a system, yet together. They can't be knitted together like we're probably not. We're finding our feet, as you've seen in the pre-season games, especially at the back. So I do fancy us on Sunday, no matter what happens, because I think we've got, when I look at what the Chelsea side over the last 5 games that they over their pre-season, it's very mix and match, and you're like, obviously the quality players that I don't know enough about. I'm no expert on them, but I fancy it on Sunday.
Poch, don't forget that Poch it's his first game.
Yeah.
And he wants to go out and prove something.
Yeah.
You know that. You know that. And he's got a squad of players there, as you just said, are full of quality.
Yeah.
And if we can hold the fort in defence, we can beat them. Yeah. But we have to be solid at the back. It's no use. Look, I watched that. What was that? Darmstadt the other night. Darmstadt.
Yeah.
The other night. And they just cut through us. Yeah. They just cut through us.
Yeah. The worrying thing about them is they scored. That was their first goal in their pre-season, and it was quite a simple ball over the top, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But we've just got to.
But FSG making, I go along with this, and it's Andrew Lane, FSG making Liverpool fans look like fools. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
To be honest, it is mad. No, the whole thing is mad, and it's like a game. But if we do end up with Justice Caicedo now, so we brought in Caicedo, McAllister, and Szoboszlai, I think we can say it's been okay. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, so for all the the worrying during the summer and we're doing this, we're not doing that. And I liked the statement this morning. If we actually brought in them 3 players and staff, and that's it, I'd settle for that.
Would you go along with this? Neil Broderick says, Ian, if both LFC and Chelsea both in for Caicedo, give or take 10 million from either side, surely the player himself has a big say where he's going. McAllister will be texting him.
Yeah. Well, he's in London now, by all accounts, you know, so he's waiting. It's happening over this weekend, tomorrow, isn't it? So one way or another, Liverpool or Chelsea are getting them. So, yeah, the player it must be down. Brighton are saying, aren't they, supposedly, that they're going to be taking the highest bid. So he might have his hands tied a little bit there, but
Anfield Road must not have to be clever, because it says Jörg Schmatke, for me, is definitely you never walk alone or you'll never work again. He's only good at smoking that vape, bloody useless. I think that's a cracker, that. But, you know, see, it's making a fool out of Jorge now, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Out of what?
Jörg.
Yeah.
Schmatke.
But yeah, again, at the end of the day, I don't care what happens as long as we get it done. I mean, he's, you know, preferably Caicedo, because he's just a finished article, the right age. He'll just come into that team. If it is Lavia, then we settle for that, and you know, God knows who starts. Well, he won't start on Sunday anyway, but I can't. You know, I think it's going to take him time to settle in for Lavia and give him the responsibility of that job. But Caicedo, if we got him, I think we've got to hold our hands and say, you know what, we've done all right this summer.
Well, I think that's where Owen Horan comes in. Sources, Jamie, sources. I believe when I see him in red.
What did I say to you this morning?
More spin from these charlatans.
I could, when I was getting the first time that we were going to put a bid in for it, I was laughing my head off. I was just thinking, as if, like, no chance. But here we are. It looks like we've actually bid for him. Caicedo has just been spotted in Nappies. I'll tell my dad to put the kettle on for him. He only lives opposite there.
Okay, look, David Shakespeare wants us to answer this question, and he's been asking us all the time. I think we got a better attack and a better midfield now, and I think we can win the league. What do you think?
I think we could win the league, but I don't think we will.
No.
I think there's too much. It'll take us time to kick in. But then again, City, it takes City time every season. So,
well, you could turn it on its head. With the current squad we've got now, no. If we brought Lavia, Caicedo, and another centre half in, yeah.
Yeah, I agree there, because it's not a matter of just bringing 2 players, which is Szoboszlai and also McAllister, which we've got now. And we're still pondering, you know, it's like a game of table tennis, isn't it? Who gets Caicedo or even Lavia. That's who it's dependent. But we need a left-sided, we do really need a left-sided centre-back.
Yeah.
That's a must. We need 3 players. We need another 3 to coincide with this side, to win, to challenge for the league. Not just win it, but to challenge. And it's going to be very difficult.
So against the top sides,
it's going to be difficult, David.
With that gap, where when Trent comes in field, I think we could easily get found out there. But you know, it's going to. Who knows what's going to happen?
Steve Evans says, Caicedo is in Naisby's on Derry House Lane now, lads.
Lower House. It's by my dad, isn't it?
Well, Charlie Wood says Chelsea have sold a lot of players too. And our Francine says, makes no difference who we buy, for what cost FSG should still walk away from our club.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of fans are actually saying now.
Yeah, there's nothing on Sky Sports about.
Nothing on Sky Sports about Caicedo, says Owen Horn.
Normally,
Well,
normally they get
normally,
the experts in and say, you know,
I think we got better attack and better midfield now, and I think we can win the league. What do you tell? Just answered you, David. Just answered you, mate. Out Sunday with Frank and Francine. Who else is coming? My dad's not coming today. You'll have to talk him around with.
I'm in work and all that.
I've got a filming the next day. I've got to do some filming. That's why I'm not going. I think we get a better attack. God blimey, yeah. David, we've had it. He must have gone out for a pee or so. I think he asked that. No, he asked that at 9:30, 20 to their 10. At 20 to 10. And as Jay Kismet, you never walk alone, says, we win in the league. At David, don't worry. Once Betic gets a run of games, he'll cement a spot for the next 7 seasons, at least till Barca come knocking for him. I don't know. You know, look, I know he's only a young kid, Baticic, and he did come in and do well because we were screaming out for someone to show a bit of flair, if you like, didn't we? We were screaming out. And he came in and he did great. Point is, he got injured and he's only recovering now. Think about that. Just think about that. That's why a DM is so robust. You've got to be a strong player.
Yeah.
Give Fabinho his due. He was a very strong player. You've only got to go back. Look at Mascherano. He was like a tank.
It's about that.
And Dizzy a man.
It's like the old centre half having like Alan Hansen in it, like a brain.
Yeah.
You know, having the brain there, knowing what to do when.
Yeah.
And doing it simple, the simple things.
Yeah,
you know what
simple,
I mean?
yeah.
I mean, I think I looked at McAllister the other day and he still did come forward. You know what I mean? He did break forward with the ball because that's his game. So, but I could see him playing there on Sunday. So.
Garrett Williams says about Baticic, class kids need to lump a huge bio clause. Yeah. I agree. And Owen Aaron says Romano was full of you know what. And Jay Kismet says they all are.
I mean, he's saying he's in London, waiting for the to sort his deal out with whoever. But you know,
he's up in there. He's up in West Derby.
Yeah, he's either in London or he's in Nantes.
He's down your street. He's in the Barries. I'm with a bevy waiting for you to come in.
Pint on Brighton Pier.
Was you on that Carlyle show before? Are we? Can you read that out?
Anfield Roar. Are we stuck as a club because we as fans we won't allow Saudi owners to invest in the club? So is our selling market going to be another American?
Yeah, I another American. These are Wall Street people, and they just turn around and say, "Do you want Moneyball, hedge funding? Do you want to do a good deal? Got a great thing over there in Liverpool. The brand is unbelievable. They've got a world fan base. Go on tour, fill out stadiums. They're absolutely amazing. They've got a nice ground now. We've built it up. If you want to make money, buy the club." That's what it'll be. That's what it'll be.
Okay. Just having a quick look at the Twitter feed. Don't see anything about bids on here, but
Jake Kismet says, Jorga's a bouncer at the club. If your name's not down, you're not coming in. He got rid of Fabinho and Endo. He threw them out. Panel, do you agree, says Anfield? If we can play Trent at 6 just for now and get Gomez to play just basic fullback on Sunday, I hope this can be the platform to be secure versus Chelsea attack and for our attack. Go to you, Keith.
Well, my lineup before, when you were saying what would you play, my lineup would be the front three of Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah. Centre mid of Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Trent. Back four: Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Robbo, and Ali. Because I don't want to see McAllister as a holding number 6. He's too good for that. You know, the fella's class. You know, and we've seen like pre-season when he goes forward, he's actually. I think he's very similar to Thiago. I think he's one of those fellas who can open defences. McAllister, he scores goals as well. So we don't want him as a number 6. I'd have Trent as my number 6, and let McAllister and Szoboszlai in front of him. That's what I would have. I'm not a fan of Gomez, as we've spoken about many times. Like, but who else is there who could play right back? Because Bradley's injured.
Yeah. Well, all right. We're being asked a question here. Big up Frank and panel. Says Daz Reynolds. What would be your starting 11 for Sunday? Ian.
God. I can see what you mean with the Gomez thing and the Trent.
I'd go from the forwards back rather than
all
the back.
Well, I'm going to go for, as a starting 11, Jota, Gakpo, and Salah.
Okay.
Because of Jota's goals.
Okay. Who's your 3? I'll go over to each of you.
Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah.
Well, I'll go along with that, with the 3 of you. Okay, I certainly will. Your midfield.
What would be your front 3 then?
What you just said about.
He picked Diaz. I picked Jota.
I picked Jota. Sorry. Sorry.
Midfield, I'd go for McAllister, Szoboszlai, and
don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Curtis Jones.
Oh no.
Curtis Jones. Back 4 with
Who was your midfield?
Trent, McAllister, and Szoboszlai.
Okay. I'd have to go along with that myself.
See, my thinking there is.
Where are you going to play Gakpo, by the way?
Centre in the centre. I'd have Diaz and Salah.
As a false 9.
I'd have Gakpo because he reminds me so much of Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the role we're thinking of him in.
Yeah.
I think like with me midfield, I'm thinking it's possibly what he'll pick anyway. And I think he might play McAllister in the number 6 and leave Jones with Szoboszlai.
I hope not. Like, I really hope not.
We're
saying about Gakpo. The thing is for Gakpo, if you put Trent in as a number 6 and play Gakpo in like the same position as what Bobby Firmino did, what he does, he drops deeper, which then allows you 2 forward midfielders to come forward. You know, so that's what it allows. You know, whereas if you had Nunes or Jota as your centre there, They don't do that. Jota doesn't hold the ball at all well. He gives the ball away quite a lot, actually, but he's better with his heading ability, I think, Jota. And he's very instinctive, isn't he? But I just think it's always lying. McAllister can score goals, both of them. Their goal record is brilliant as midfielders. So I think if Gakpo can do a Bobby, dropping deep, holding the ball up, you know, laying it off for those two to come forward, I think that would be probably the best on Sunday anyway.
I agree with Neil there. He says it's not natural for Trent to sit deep in the same way. Really. It's not really for McAllister, is it? But
and he gives the first three, his front three as Diaz, Nunes and Mo. Nunes hasn't even been mentioned, and Steve Evans says Ali, Trent, Konate, Verge, Robbo, Maka, Dom, Gakpo, Diaz, Jota, Mo. I think that's great. That.
I think that lineup then is what I said earlier on. Frank.
Yeah, you did. No, I know. I think when you look at the, you know, as Steve Evans says, you know, when you actually look at the lineup, and it looks good. It really looks good.
So, like Gakpo's sort of playing more midfield role than
Yeah.
rather than a false nine.
Yeah. So you've got no really. You've got no Curtis Jones. You've got no Trent in midfield. I mean, unless he's a floating midfielder.
I think Trent will be a floating midfielder now, no matter what. I think he'll be what they're calling the inverted midfielder. I think that's what he's going to be now, no matter what. That's, and I think any manager, he doesn't go through the whole of pre-season doing it and then abandons it. The season starts.
Yeah,
he's had that idea a while now, and that's what he's going to coach, and that's what the team will be. So if we lose the first 3 games, he'll still do it until we get it right. And we've been leaking goals, haven't we, over on the left, on that side, on the opponent's left side. We've been leaking goals
all the time. This is why we need a centre.
But if you know, these managers, they're going to stick with what they believe in.
Oh yeah.
And Klopp did that right at the very beginning of his Liverpool career. He waited until the team, he had the players to put it in place. But he never changed the system for players. He played them into the system.
This is when we were saying he's got no plan B, if you remember. When we were having bad
but in a way, this is plan B. He's changing the system now, and he'll batter that system until we get it right.
Can you read out what Anfield Road says? Because I'm too far away.
Anfield Road, does the panel think Jürgen should have some Liverpool regional lads in the coaching staff? All this time in Liverpool, and Jürgen hasn't put a young coach into the staff. I don't like that.
What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, it's always nice, isn't it? It's like, so basically a Sammy Lee or something. Got on and date Sammy Lee on the bench, sort of like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Someone with the Scouse heart, sort of thing.
Yeah. And an Evertonian. Yeah.
But he's got
Sammy Lee.
No, but you know what I mean, don't you? Yeah.
No, I do know.
It's like
it's joking.
But who would it be? I don't know. You know, he's got Stair. What's his name? Spearing, sorry, yeah. Spearing's there.
But he's ill, isn't he?
Yeah, Jake. Yeah, that definitely wouldn't happen because Jay's with the under 23s, and so he's like the older. So he's able to play with the under 23s, Jay Spearing, and what they're looking at there is to bring him in eventually to possibly take over the under 23s coach or go from under 23s and then possibly 18s and then 23. Yeah. That's what the plan is. But if it was me, not this season, but next season, see how he gets on at Brighton, but I'd bring Milner into the coaching staff. I really would. I think that is. I know James Milner is very, very, very highly rated and thought of at the club, and the players love him as well. I think he'd be brilliant. I really do. I'd have more on the coaching stuff.
Yeah.
What you think of Terry Wong, digression from, what we were talking about there. Czech Decore and Lavia would be better than Caicedo, and no title or only title for that matter is ever won without a solid defence.
I think he's right on the
he's totally right. He's totally right.
There's an interesting fact today that Lavia has played more Premier League games than Caicedo.
Has he?
Apparently so.
Lavia,
I wasn't aware of that.
No, Lava's only played 19 games, and he got injured. He had a hamstring injury, and nothing worried me about Lavia. If your hamstring goes, it could go again, especially the way Liverpool play, playing the high line and the pressing.
But maybe someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm certain I read something today. In fact, it was Anfield Online. I read it on. And that they were saying about, like, why is Caicedo the price he is compared to Lavia when Lavia played more Premier League games, or has played more Premier League games than Caicedo. And I was like, really? I can't really see that, because Caicedo, for me, I think he was never injured, was he?
No.
Well, Caicedo.
That's what
Brighton supposedly wanted up the price on him to make up for the money they lost on McAllister, because they only got 35 million off us for McAllister, and they thought, you're not
doing us again,
or they're going to make up what they thought McAllister was worth, say 50, 60, and throw it onto the Caicedo price tag.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got to end it, boys.
Yeah, great.
Right, I've got to end it. It's been great. It's been great to have all you lovely people on. And if you haven't pressed the like button, please do it for me, please. It's just to enhance the show with these great guests of ours. And I'll be back next Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday. And then not next Thursday, but next Friday. And if anyone's in contact with the great Jamie Phillips, would just get hold of him and say, listen, he's having us on the Friday. He has to do something. And David Wester, great show, Frank. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So listen, and just press the like button, please, and ask your mates to press the like button, because I'll have to do this. Keith, do you have your own channel as well, bro?
No, I don't have time. I wish I did. Like in many ways, I've been asked a few times, as doing things and that, but there's not enough hours in the day. After the things I have to go through during the day, I always have to have one of these before on my night time, because.
You talked a bit of sense with that, though. Might have one myself, mate.
Anfield Roar, see you, Frank and panel. Great show. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Anfield Roar, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But he goes, to be honest, Keith comes on this show, and he goes on. He goes on the Daz O'Connor show, don't you?
Yeah, I've been on Daz, and been on a few other different things, more so because I talk about mental health. With being, you wouldn't think from the way I'm opinionated that I'm a therapist and counsellor, but I'm just passionate about my club. I've followed them for 48 years now, and I'm passionate. I love my club. I love Liverpool Football Club. I'm so passionate and just want them to win everything, But yeah, just been on Daz, been on a few other things and that, and so.
Well, I'm filming on Friday. No, I'm filming on. When am I filming? I'm filming on Monday, so I can't really have a few beers on the Sunday, so I have to skip off.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, Francine and a couple of other. Valies, I've enjoyed the show. Best wishes for a winning season ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you, Valley. I love you so much. You don't realise. And Valley's all the way from Ohio.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Ohio.
Wow.
And in Ohio, they have everything. They have bears, snakes, crocodiles, you name it. Everything is over there. And even paragliding. Fellas who jump out of planes, you know, without parachutes, stuntmen. They have mountain climbers. They have everything.
We have all that
And
in Stanley Park, don't we?
Exactly. I was waiting for someone to say that. Thank you, Valley. I'll speak
We
to
have
you
a few
soon.
sharks there as well.
Yeah, oh, there's loads of shark fellas, you know, going in and catching them and throwing them back. Throwing them back.
I've seen Ian down there a few times, I tell you.
That's life, Keith, says David Weston. And you speak well, bro, says J.K. Kismet.
Thank you.
And great show, boys, says Neil Broderick. Great show, Frank, says top show, says Kismet. You never walk alone. Thank you, J. Kismet. Thank you so much. Andy Manx Club. Andy Man's Club. Andy's Man Club. Why did he come out with it? Great show, Frank. Ian Keith, says Art.
Yeah.
Charlie, why didn't you say something? Charlie. I used to go to school with him, you know, and I never seen him for a very, very, very long time. And he married a neighbour, you know, he married, you know, his girl, they only lived around the corner from each other. And I hadn't seen him in years, and I was made up to see him, grabbed him, you know, I hugged him. And I said, how's Josie? And, you know, when you get told, you know, it killed me. And I always think about that. And that's why I'm afraid to ask how someone is. I remember coming home from London when I had to be down in London. And I got back and I walked into a pub and went in, seen an old mate of mine. And I went, all right, Ronnie. And he went, hello, Frank, how are you? You know, do you want a beer? I said, I'll just have half a beer. Because I wasn't drinking bottles then.
Yeah.
So anyway, he got me half a beer and I went, how's your dad? And he said, oh, he died. And I went, oh. I said, you know, change the subject.
Yeah.
I said, well, have you got his dog? He said, no, that's dead as well. Because he had a dog that's in tricks. So you know, I just went, how's Margaret? You know, his wife. And he went, we got divorced. I said, oh, it's going worse.
He was above the law.
How's the girls, you know, his daughters? Because he had about 5 daughters. He said, she won't let me see them. I wasn't even in the pub drinking. So that's my life story. That's my life story. Anyway, Neil Broderick. Andy's Man Club is mental health. Google it.
Okay.
Andy's Man's Club. Oh, that's what he said before.
Yeah.
What is it called, Neil? What was it called again? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll show you it now. It's all one word. Andy's Man Club.
Oh yeah, Andy's Man Club. Yeah, I think that's on
it's Facebook. All one word.
I think it's on Facebook. That one,
yeah. And Steve Evans, night lads, night stay. And Jake Kismet. I think he feels sorry for me. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. And there's the thing there for you. Hashtag Andy Man's Club. So listen, people, it's been a fantastic evening. You've all been fantastic. Great comments. Thank you for everything. And Keith, will you be back next Friday?
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll see you before then.
No, I know that, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So I can tell Jason, you know.
Yeah. I'll be here, mate. Yeah. I'll message Nasha and see if we can get him out.
Excellent. Oh yeah, do that. Tell him to get over to. Tell him to get over to the you know, the book sign. Be great.
Yeah.
Be great to see Brian.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him for a while, have I?
No.
No, haven't seen him for a while, have Brian. Anyway, thank you, boys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. Thank you to Jason for producing this podcast. Thank you to my guests, Keith, there, Liam, Phil Collins, and Daz O'Connor all the way over there in America. Such great people. And I'll see you all on Tuesday. Thank you so much. And if you're looking at my ordinary show, I'll be doing some history. And I've got an American on, Dennis Paparak.
Oh, Dennis, you've got an ordinary show.
Yeah. No, like, I don't do football. See, he always spoils everything. I'm trying to be nice. It's a history show.
Yeah, no.
It's
very informative.
Yeah, thanks very much. Anyway, it's just for me to say thank you, people. And I'll leave you all to it. See you next week, anyway, Keith. You know, next Thursday.
Yeah, see you next week, lads. Yeah.
Bye-bye, mate.
Nice to see you later, Keith. Salam.
I don't know. I've got a message here. Hang on a minute. I don't know what to say. When Jason messages, I've got to go back because he's the producer. He always, I don't know. Where am I here? These phones are bloody awful. Oh, yeah. And I've got Derek, the music man as well on. The music man. If you want to learn about music, listen to this fella. That's on Monday. So we'll see you all next week. Thank you so much. And